Happy lunch hour, gang. All right, been an interesting morning, huh? It's kind of funny seeing, oh, good news, good news, good news. And then we still get kicked in the teeth over it. This morning, even with the government shutdown, the people that were called back from furlough to determine what CPI was, okay, CPI numbers were reported. And we have year over year inflation of 3%, which was, according to them, great because we were expecting 3.1. So look, inflation's, not growing as fast as we thought it was. Okay, and again, you have to remember somewhere between 2 and 3% is normal inflation. The Rothschilds have to get paid on their money. Go look that up if you want to figure out why we have inflation. Okay. It's the interest that we're paying. But yeah, so here we are, the end of October, and year over year inflation is 3%. Okay. It ain't 9% like Joe Biden had us in near the end of his term. It's coming down. Things are slowing down. The cost of new cars went up. The cost of used cars went down. The cost of food went up. The cost of housing went up. Okay, all those great things. But then sneaky, we also put in the other number that was released this morning, which is what the cost of living adjustment is going to be for Social Security next year. Right? 2.8%. Somebody explain this one to me. On the same day they tell us that 10 months into the year, we're looking at annual inflation of 3%, our seniors are getting a 2.8% cost of living adjustment. So, hey, don't worry about it. That other 0.2%, you can eat that. Not a big deal, right? Don't worry about it. It won't affect you that much. Bullshit. This is exactly the problem we have. Why doesn't Social Security have the money? Why is it only 2.8%? Gee, I don't know. Maybe it's the billions, if not trillions of dollars of fraudulent Social Security disability that's going out, fraudulent Social Security checks that are going out. I forget who it was. Was it Jasmine Crockett? Oh, yeah, that's right. That lawyer, who was cashing her grandmother's Social Security checks for 11 freaking years after she died. Right? Okay. Yeah. How about going after some of that fraud so the people who are actually, still alive and paid into Social Security for 40 or 50 or 60 freaking years could actually make ends meet? Maybe we should stop paying all the illegals the Social Security that they're getting. We hear all these stories in the last couple of days at least about the welfare class of the country crying that my EBT payment's not going to come in. We're going to go steal from Walmart because they won't give us free food. And of course you have the liberals screaming, using that term all the time, that Social Security is an entitlement. No, again, I'm going to explain this over and over and over again. Nobody ever paid money into an EBT fund. Nobody ever paid money into welfare, but anybody that's worked has paid money into Social Security. So we are getting our money back. The EBT folks aren't getting anything of theirs back. I'm third generation on EBT. Grandma told us how to do it so we don't ever have to work. Bullshit. Okay? This is the kind of reform we need. All this complaining about the government shutdown. Again, I'm going to say the same thing I have. Has your life changed at all? Maybe it has if you're on EBT, okay? But unless you've had a vacation planned to a national park or getting on an airplane, probably not so much. Like I talked about this morning, we watch how our insurance rates go up, yet they need $65,000 per person for subsidies. Why is it that all the money that is pissed away to pay for the people who refuse to work comes at the expense of those people who worked their entire life? I mean, again, let's think about this. 22 million people, Obamacare. 65,000 per is what the Democrats want. How do we, you somehow are going to come up with that money. But the guy who worked or the gal who worked from age, 14 till 62, 65, 67, 70, and now wants to go collect their Social Security. I'm sorry, we don't have enough money. We're going to run out. We can't give you a raise to keep up with inflation. We don't have enough. I was telling Mrs. P the other day, you hear all these stories all the time, and we've heard it for decades. Social Security is going to run out of money by such and such date, right? What is it now, 2030 or 2032? Social Security is going to run out, right about the time I'm about to collect, okay? But it won't run out. I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. And the Zoomers and the millennials will have a fit over this. Instead of taking 6% out of your check for Social Security, they're going to tell all the millennials and the Zoomers, we're now taking 7% or we're now taking 8%. Because it's a freaking Ponzi scheme, because the Democrats stole all the money from the Social Security fund back in the 70s, put it in the general fund, and decided to spend it on their typical pork projects that were bullshit. When we go to vote next year in the midterms, one of the first questions that retirees need to ask the candidates is, what are you going to do about Social Security? That's my money I was forced to entrust you to, right? Okay. Well, I don't know. No, I don't know isn't a good enough answer. I'm sick of the politicians who just want to go there and collect their billions, spend trillions, and do nothing for all of us. Both parties, okay? You need an answer. What's going to happen? Where is my money? I mean, I did the study with you guys about 2 years ago, and if they would have put what I've contributed to Social Security over the course of my career in at 5% compounded, I'd have about $1.5 million in Social Security. I will never, ever collect that much money. That's how much, and trust me, I wasn't one of these high wage earning people. The highest I ever made in my career at the end of my career was 70 grand. Okay. That was it. But you start looking at what they're taking from you. 2.8%. On the same day they tell you that inflation's at 3%. No. Stop funding the illegals. Stop paying all the welfare to anybody who fakes an injury. Okay. Oh, gee, I don't think I can work anymore. I need to be on disability. The doctor said you're fine, but I can't. I'm disabled. Oh, okay. Here, we'll put you on SSDI. There's people that deserve SSDI. There's a lot that don't. There's people that need SNAP with good reason for it. There's a lot that are just too flippin' lazy for it. Next time you cash your Social Security check and go, why doesn't this go as far as you thought it was? Look at the guy in the grocery store line behind you who's got steaks and lobsters there paying for it on his EBT card, and tell him that he needs to say thank you because you took a pay cut so he could eat better than you. Pinball out.